So this trans woman is saying why it's better for men, straight men, to date trans women, and she gives reasons and benefits of why. I'll be honest, I took quite offense to this. And the only reason why I take offense to this is because I'm sick and tired of this ideology agenda being shoved down our throats, and we have to accept it. And if we don't accept it, it becomes transphobic. We hate people. We don't want rights or for these people or X, Y, and Z. This is the biggest problem I have. Sit here and then you want to change definitions. There isn't two types of women. There is one type, a woman. You can identify as a woman, just like I can identify as a man, but I'm not a man. There's no two different type of men. There's a man, and then there's a female. That's it. I'm not a cis woman. F that, screw that. We're not gonna sit here and change words and make up words to accommodate you. The world is not your safe space. I'm a woman, you're a trans woman. You want to identify as a woman, that is great. But there's no two. There's not a cis woman. And I am not that. And I will never be that. I'm a woman and you're a trans woman. And the better off, the quicker we recognize that and understand that, the better off we'll be. Moving on. She talks in this video about basically convincing of why you should date a trans woman. For one, if you have to do a video of why someone should date you, off the bat, you already have a problem. I'm just gonna say it. I'm not gonna sit here and do a video of why a man should date me. I'm not. It's just not gonna happen. They won't date me for whatever reason, they just don't want to. But to make a video of saying why you should just shows a little bit of how desperate you are. But the number one reason, first of all, this is a group that sits there and says they're being bullied and how they're accepting and whatnot. But they're the first ones to sit here to go after people. The alphabet soup mob goes after people if you just don't agree. If you do not agree at all, right? So, same thing here. You're gonna sit here and talk about women, but yeah, you're gonna call us bitches off the bat in your video. You sit here and say of why it's better to date a trans woman than your average bitch, which is us. What the hell? What the freaking hell? Number one, I'm gonna just tack them off really fast. Number one, she says because trans women are strong. Stronger than regular women. What? Like, cause she's like, they've been kicked out, they've been bullied, they've been, sometimes beaten up. So what? Women, and when I say women, I mean biological women. Like a real woman, like born this way, says that, like, who's to say that you don't know what their experiences are? What? So a biological woman has never been beaten up, has never been bullied, has never been through trauma in her life to make a judgment like, oh, okay, this is they don't experience that. That's crap. Two, she says, I'm kind of looking at my notes really quick because I wrote some. Two, she says, and mind you, the woman that's saying, the trans woman that's saying this, she's very pretty. She's been through tons of surgery to make herself, be very feminine, and the structure of her face and her boobs and like butt and like her body, her hair, like she's done a lot of cosmetic things to her body to make her look that way. And I'm not saying anything about how she looks because, she looks like she's very possible, transgender woman. So anyway, so she says that she appreciates the small things so that biological women, you don't have to spend money on her. You don't have to, just a small thing. She's just like, oh, just hold my hand in public. We like that too. We're not sitting here saying, so first of all, it's like you're calling us bitches, we're weak, and then you're saying like we just, just some high class, sushi eating broad. Like, we like to be held too, and like to be taken in public and be like, yeah, that's my girl. We like that too. So I don't understand the benefit. 3, she says, which is really important, and she says that she's dating this guy and says he doesn't want to have kids. Not all women want to have kids. That's why when you go out with a guy and y'all have a conversation and he's like, oh, where do you stand on having kids? And one or the other be like, I don't want no kids. And she'll be like, oh, I don't want any kids either. Okay, you're on the same page. And there's women that don't want to have kids either. So she goes into that, and then she says, which that's a huge benefit. She goes, because they can't get pregnant and they can't get periods. At least glad she acknowledges the fact that biological men can't have menstrual cycles. So that I at least agree that she at least mentioned that, because the biological men can't. They don't have a uterus. They don't have a cervix. Like, quit the shit already. You're a biological man. But at least you recognize that fact, that scientific fact, they cannot have periods. 4, she says that that trans women know what a man wants than the average girl because they've been on the other side. So what she's saying is that since she was born a man, she knows what a man wants and needs. So therefore, she's better to provide a man what a man wants than a real woman, because she was once a man. I'm just gonna leave that crap right there. I'm just gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave it right there. And mind you, she says that the women that the men that she goes out with are straight. That's a whole other. I might have to do an episode on that. Like, not an episode, I'm sorry, but like a video on that, because I started to do more like research on that, and I was just like, anyway, I'm gonna move on. Number 5 that she says is that to date, the benefits of why you should date a trans woman over biological woman is that they are more feminine. They are more feminine, and they put a lot of effort into their bodies. So for example, they can't get pregnant. They're like, okay, where their bodies is nice and toned and they don't have stretch marks, even though she said that she has stretch marks because her butt is growing. Well, why is your butt growing? Obviously we know why. And she says that she's toned, she can keep her body toned. So it's like, we're bitches, not strong, we don't know how to do shit, and our bodies aren't toned. I mean, I could probably use a little workout, but still, like, you're trying to imply that women who've had kids don't have banging bodies. And I know some women that have banging bodies are like freaking awesome and they have kids. But I move on. So she says that of how the guys that she dates who've dated like what they call cis women, that they don't put the effort like trans women do. The trans women look more feminine, they put more effort into what they look like. I don't even know what the hell that even means, but I move on. And then the last one she says is 6 is that they are more accepting and they don't judge. So if you're a weirdo, trans woman would be good for you, because an average biatch won't want a weirdo. I don't even understand that. Like, somebody explain that to me, please. I'm gonna move on. So then she goes on, she ends the video. I'm gonna link the video probably. She ends the video by saying, she says that she gets a lot of aggressive females that go on her page and say, you will never be a real woman, you will never know what it's like to be a real woman, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, no shit. You will not know what it's like to be a real woman, because you're not a real woman. Just like I will never, ever be or understand a male because I am not a man. I will never, and even if I transitioned, which I never would because I'm very comfortable and I love being a woman, I will never, even if I transition to being a man, I will never know what it's like to be a real man because I am not that at all. Then she says that she goes into that and says that other women say, like, you'll never know what it's like to have, like, you know, a soft, pretty vagina. This is also true. You won't know what that is like. But she says that she can go get her doctor, you know, and she can, you know, replace it, you know, that, and the doctor will make it all nice and tight for her. Again, you will never know what it's like to have an original, because you just will never know. So I'm so sick and tired of these people redefining words and just making shit of what they want. The world is a safe space. It is okay to be a trans woman. It is okay. And it's okay for us to be a woman. But to sit here and be like, well, you're offended because we don't consider you a real woman when you're not, and you're gonna now change it to be like, okay, well, you know, trans woman and cis woman and non-binary and all this crap. No, stop it. Male, female. You transition from a male, from, you know, a biological male to a female. And you look really pretty. I mean, she's really pretty. She looks like, if I saw her out on the street, I would think I'm calling her a she because she legit looks like a woman. So it's like, it's okay. But then I also I also saw another video that kind of, well, piggybacked off that, where it said that she's a trans woman, but she says that she's a heterosexual woman, and the men that she dates are straight men because she's a heterosexual woman. I'm like, you need to stop. This shit needs to stop. No, you're not a heterosexual woman. You're not. You're not. Stop it. You identify as a woman. Just like tomorrow I can identify as a man. Stop it. You're not a heterosexual woman, and the guy you're with is not straight. Like, what is this? I'm getting sick and tired of the ideology being shoved, and we have to sit here and conform and change and have these definitions, have these pronouns. I'm sick of it. No, I'm not doing this. I ain't playing this game. I'm tired of it. I'm a goddamn woman. You like it or not, it is what it is. I'm a real woman. That's it. Point blank. End of story.